Hi guys, welcome back to another video on Cursor AI, which is a code editor actually, and everybody is talking about on the internet. And personally, I have switched from VS Code to Cursor AI, and you will get to know in this tutorial that what is the reason behind switching from VS Code to Cursor code editor. And it is so cool. It provides some AI features which are beyond what VS Code extensions used to provide us before that when I was using VS Code for all kinds of development. So this is a code editor which is built on top of VS Code, and it provides a lot of AI features, and it is supported by engineers by a lot of big companies, as you can see. So first of all, I will be building a small notes application using an AI tools, and then I will use that code built using AI, and I will show you all the different kinds of AI features that this code editor provides to modify, to create, to generate, to chat with this editor about the code that we have written, to ask the code editor to make changes in the terminal as well as in direct coding files as well. So the first thing is to download this editor, and then you need to install it in your system. While installing, it will ask you a couple of questions. One question would be is to import all the settings, all the extensions from VS Code. I've actually selected that, and I have imported all the extensions of VS Code over here. And then it will ask you to log into the Cursor in order to use all the AI feature. I've actually logged in using my email ID. You can use your GitHub account or Google account to log in. And once all the settings are done, it will be onboarded, and you can actually open up an empty folder on the Cursor editor. So here, this is the UI of the Cursor editor, pretty much same. Obviously, it is built on top of VS Code, and here you can see that it will contain all the files. This is going to show all the search features, some Git features, all the extensions, and all these things that you can put over here, or you can actually select it by clicking on this drop down. Okay. So now in this terminal, it actually provides the same kinds of tabs as the VS Code. So in the terminal at the bottom, you can see that it is showing this command. And cool thing about Cursor that we can use AI prompts directly in the terminal as well, rather than in the coding files like the JS file, TS file, JSX file, or TSX files. So in this terminal, I can actually press Command K like this, and it will pop up some prompt, and here I can actually enter a prompt. So I will be creating a new nextjs 14 project, which is the latest stable version of nextjs. So I can actually write a prompt, create a latest nextjs project using app directory structure that uses tailwind, and I don't want to create source directory. Instead, I want to have an app folder, app directory at root. Okay, so let's hit enter. So now it is going to give me this command, and you can see that if we don't know anything about command, we can ask it to generate Git commands, some Linux commands, some creation of new project, how to run the project, how to run tests, how to run automation scripts. It will help you write those commands. Now this is the command it has created. So npx create next app latest dot hyphen hyphen typescript tailwind ESLint app no source directory. Okay, so now I can actually press command enter, and it's going to run this particular command after I'm going to hit or verify that this command is right. So now there were few flags that were not added in the original command. So import alias, I'm going to select no. Now you can see that it helped me write the command, and by triggering that command, it has started creating a new nextjs 14 project in that particular folder which I have opened in Cursor editor. So my project is created at the terminal, as you can see. So in this particular text box, what we have here, we have this drop down, and here by default this model was selected, and we can choose any other model, chat GPT 4o, GPT 4o mini, 0 mini, 0 preview. So all these different models, whatever your preference is. So I'm usually going with the default Claude 3.5 Sonnet model, and here we can toggle between this particular text box or the terminal if we don't want to use the mouse. So we can actually write back in the terminal or switch back to this particular thing. Okay, so one other thing, let me close it and let me clear it now. Let's hit Command K, and here you can see that it is showing this placeholder command instructions, and after that within the parentheses it is showing that we can go up and down for showing the history. And then if we write this @ sign, we can add different files, we can add different coding references, or we can add the web addresses or the docs. For example, if you think that Cursor AI does not aware of the modern latest technologies that is just released today or tomorrow, maybe for example there is a Dino 2.0 variant just released couple of days ago, and there is a chance that Cursor AI is not aware of its built-in commands for Dino runtime, which is an alternative for Node. So you can give the docs reference for that, add a new doc, and here you can add the URL for that doc, and then after that you can ask it to go through that doc and then suggest us these commands to be run in the terminal. So how cool is that? This is totally a game changer, and it was never possible using extension in VS Code before. So that's it for the terminal command. You can play it around. Now it's time to create a small notes application, because we need to have some kind of code in order to run through different commands of AI that Cursor editor actually provides. So I'm not going to be writing any code myself. Instead, I will only be using AI tools for creating a simple notes application. So since we are using Next.js, we have already enabled Tailwind CSS. So an awesome, the most famous and most important technology for Tailwind CSS nowadays is this awesome shadecn library. It is an open source, and it gives you the code access for every component that you need to write. Okay, so now I'm not going to be initializing it directly. Instead, if I go to the components and go to any of the component, let's say the button, and you can see that it is showing open in V0. V0 is an awesome AI tool that you can chat with, and it will keep on creating new components, keep on writing new stuff for you using an AI. So let's open up v0.dev, and I'm going to show you a command or a prompt that you can write over here. Whatever the prompt you need to write in plain English, it should be meaningful, it should be detailed, so that it can create a proper components for you guys, and it can include the multiple components as well with different multiple files. Okay, so now I'm going to write this particular prompt. This is so meaningful. I'm using Next.js 14 app directory structure. Create components that build simple to-do list application. Features I need: simple input with the button and the list of notes below. And the whole UI should be centered aligned, and using Tailwind CSS should look modern and cool design. Okay, I can upload the different files for the references. It can be a Figma image, it can be something, the PDF file, or I can add a project as well. Currently I'm using a free version. You can upgrade to the paid plan if you want, if you like it, but I'm still experimenting this tool right now, and it looks so great. And now let's go and ask it to generate the components and create the awesome UI for us. So it is actually generating us, it is creating multiple components. All right, so it is creating this particular stuff. This is the component that it has created. All right, so it has created this, and it has created this to-do item as well. This is to-do item, and it has created this to-do list within the page.tsx over here. All right, so in the page.tsx, it has actually directly added to-do list, which we can add over here. And inside the to-do list, it is showing all the to-dos. And this is showing the to-do item. Now we don't need to actually go and install the shade CN first and add those components. So if I go over here in the to-do list, you can see that it has first added the shade CN components directly over here for input, for button. So rather than actually going to the shade CN and first of all initialize the shade CN and then installing the input components, button components, or any other component that it need, v0 actually provide us a public command. If I click on this particular icon, and it is going to give us run this command to add this block to your code base. So I can actually copy it and I can come in the terminal and I can paste it. So this is the reference to that particular update or a chat that I've just added over here, and it is going to automatically install all the shade CN components, all the configurations, configuration required in the Tailwind config file, required in next config file, creating folders, creating files, creating components folder. Inside that it's going to create the UI folder, and it's going to install all the input buttons and all these things by itself. How cool is that? Now let's hit enter, and now it's going to figure out the reference. Currently it's going to ask us whether we want to create components.json. Yes, let's create that. Let's go with the New York. Let's go with the color neutral. Let's go with the CSS variables. All right, so it's taking some time because it needs to go to the internet on this particular URL of v0, and it is going to check the registry. Now you can see that with one single command using an AI tool, we are able to create all these different files. It has updated Tailwind config file. It has actually added the updated package.json file with all the Redux components, Lucid React, Tailwind merge, Tailwind animate, components.json file is automatically added, lib is added, components is added. And here you can see that it has added button input, globals.css file is updated as well. All right, if I go to the page.tsx file, so I think it has not updated this particular component, which I think currently we need to update ourselves. Maybe we are using free variant, or we had to delete this file, and then it would have created this page.tsx file automatically. Now let's go over here. It will not take much time. Let's copy this code and let's paste it over here. All right, so it has added, it's not finding to-do list component in the components folder. So let's go and create this file. So it has to be to-do list.tsx. All right, so we have added that. Let's go over here. Let's copy this and let's paste it over here. All right, now this error should be gone. If not, you might need to reload the page. Sometimes it happens. It was used to happen in VS Code as well. So let's create to do item component as well. So I'm going to create a new file. So let's add to do item.tsx. Let's go over here and let's copy it and let's paste it over here. All right, so we have added all these different files, and I'm going to simply remove this thing because I have already actually to do item, to do list. Yeah, so let's delete this, move to trash. Now let's hit shift command P, and you can actually search the reload window. I'm going to reload it, and these errors should be gone. It was not able to find the path for that particular component. All right, so currently I need to go back. Now the error is gone, and we have this to do item over here. So in the terminal, let's clear this out. Now let's write command, please run my application on local host. Let's see what happens. npm run dev, it has automatically gone through package.json file, and it has detected which command exists inside it. I can hit enter, command enter, and now it's going to run the project locally on port 3000. Now let's see if it is working or not. if it doesn't work, we can keep on chatting with v0 that it's working or it's not working. So I'm going to open up localhost colon 3000, and now you can see that it is working like this. Now my first to do, let's click. All right, so it's working. It has added this delete functionality as well, and this is awesome looking modern UI. My second to do. All right, so this has been added. Now let's delete second, and we are able to delete the second one. And you can ask it to can you add a functionality for add a checkbox to each added to do by clicking on checkbox. The text of to do should be green. So I'm just asking it to update the UI. Now it's thinking. You can see v0 is thinking, and it's going to keep on modifying. And you might be thinking I'm talking about Cursor AI. Actually, this is not specifically about Cursor AI, but I'm showing you how we can combine all the different AI tools to build complete full stack applications. And now we have this code already written. Now I'm going to coming back to Cursor AI to actually show you all the different features that AI of Cursor editor actually provides directly within these files. Okay, so first of all, one thing that I like about Cursor AI is if I want to change something, let's go over here, and we have this white color. Let's say I want to change this color to gray for this particular thing, and this is the background color for this. And what I can do is I can copy specific code, let's say copy, and after that it is going to pop in chat for chatting about this code. And for editing this code, I can hit command L or command K. So let's talk about that. Let's copy about this div. Let's select this code actually, and let's click on chat, and it's going to open up this chat window. Can you explain me about this code? And one cool thing about that, you know that this particular code is using some child component as well, like the to do item as well. So you can add all the related files by clicking over here and searching the files, and it's going to go through all those files and understand it itself, and then it's going to explain you what is happening over here, including the code of all the different files, not the files that is you have selected in this particular file. So I'll hit enter. So it is going to understand these two files, to do list. I have not added to do item actually. So now you can see that it is actually showing all the details of it, and you can go through it, and these details are 99% correct. Sometimes it misses few things. Obviously it's an AI, and we as a human misses things as well. So now this is how we can chat about it, and we can actually add more files, and we can click on to do item, we can click on to do list, so we can keep on adding about that. All right, so let's say if we open this up, let's copy it, and now I can hit command K, and now I can ask it to update it. Okay, so again the same thing, we can add and we can add the references about multiple files, code, web address, definition, or the chat, or can you update the color of its text to dark blue? Now I'll hit enter. It's going to update it to dark blue, and now it is suggesting me, first of all, it is not just updating that, and after suggesting it, I need to actually accept the change that it want me to add. So I can hit command enter, and now it is going to update, and I can actually save it, and let's go. And now you can see that it has been updated to the dark blue, and this is just about the color. We can just select any of the code, and it can be any complex algorithm, sorting an array, or and you can see that I'm not asking it that what I'm using, it automatically detecting whether it's Next.js, whether it's Tailwind CSS, and it's suggesting us few things. Now, let's say I can actually, now if I don't select anything, I can actually ask it to generate few things. If I hit a button anywhere on the empty line, and I can hit Command L to chat and Command K to generate. Let's write K. Write a function to sort a list of all to-dos that only contain strings. Okay, so I'll hit enter. I can add further details. So now you can see that it can actually add functions. You don't need to open up any Gemini or ChatGPT. You can only use the Cursor AI to actually and now I can hit Command enter, and it's going to add it over here. So for now, I'm just going to simply remove it. It was just to show you. And one cool thing that is so awesome, that is not even possible in ChatGPT. So now I can actually write Command L to chat. And now what I can do is, let's say that I want to actually change let's say I can add, and there is this gray background. Okay, so let's say I want to change the color text of each item to do that is added over here. So I can actually, can you understand whole code base of my Next.js project? And it is basically a to-do list app. All added to-do text colors are black. I want you to understand whole code base and update the color of all added to-do items to dark blue. And now I cannot simply hit enter. What I need to do is, there is two options. There is a chat option and there is a code base option. Okay, in order it to go through all the files of my project, it can we need to hit command and then hit enter. Now it is searching for files. It's going to go through each and every file and folder of your project, and then it's going to suggest you few things. How cool is that? We can use this functionality to find a bug. We can tell it that this is what my component do, this is the page, this is the route, and this is the bug. Suggest me and figure it out that what is the solution of that bug. It's going to go through all the files and it's going to suggest you those bugs. I have tried it and mostly it works. And you can even ask it to actually explain me what my application is doing, how it is architected, and how what are the different folders and file structure that we have. You can ask it to improve my architecture of my project, considering we are using Next.js 14 project. So this thing of going through a whole code base is very unique inside Cursor AI, and this feature is one of the main reason, even the top reason I've switched from VS Code to the Cursor AI. Now you can see that it has figured out this component. I've not asked it to check to do item application. It has itself detected that this is the particular file where I need to update that. Now you can see that it has suggested this li and the span, and this is where the text actually added, and there is a gray color. Now it is showing this thing. All right, span to do gray. All right, and if I go down, and now you can see that it has suggested this thing. You can update gray to blue. Now let's click on apply, and now you can see that it has changed gray to blue, and click on accept, and let's save it. Let's go, and now you can see that it has quickly figured out where the code is, where I need to update that. It has understood Tailwind CSS, and now it has updated and suggesting me this change as well. How cool is that? And we can actually ask a question about that by clicking on it. And one last thing that I wanted to show you about this tool. Let's say there were multiple things. Let me create that. So inside this component, let's click, let's say students equals to this. uh, I want to have objects, so name, and it has actually suggesting me what are the different properties of each student can have, and I can actually press tab, and this is so cool. And earlier in VS Code, I was using Super Maven, which was quite fast as well. For this particular functionality, I would say Super Maven was a bit better, but Cursor AI is not bad considering we have a lot of other AI features as well. Okay, so now in the name, let's say that I want to append it with plus math.random, and now it has detected that what are the other objects of this student array contains. Student array contains name, and I want to append the name with math.random, and it is suggested that there are other objects as well. You might want to append the name with math.random, and here I just need to enter tab, and now it is going to actually add those math.random automatically by detecting the context of it. All right, so how cool is that? Let me know in the comment below, and I would suggest you to try this out because it is so cool. I have completely switched from VS Code to Cursor AI, and it is helping me a lot whenever I want to work on a new project and the code base which I'm not aware of. I just need to go through the chat box, like here, Command L, and then I can just go through the code base, and it's going to explain me what is happening here. It's going to suggest me all the bugs, improvements which are required, all the folder structure, what are the routing structure we have, and it saves me a lot of time. And this AI is going to change whole development process, and there are a lot of improvements expected to coming in this particular editor, and there are a lot of competitors coming in as well. Super Maven have actually announced that they are going to build a code editor competing with Cursor AI now, apart from the extension they had in VS Code earlier. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I just wanted to share with you my experience with Cursor AI, and I hope that you have liked this video. If yes, do subscribe my channel and comment below if you have any question, and do like this video as well. I'm going to create more videos on some AI tools as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in the next video.